What's up, everybody? Y'all let me know if you can hear me. I might have the mic cranked way too high. I don't know. I was recording some educationals earlier, and for some reason it didn't want to be as loud on the recording side versus the streaming side. Good deal. Good deal. Dun, dun, dun. Well, just wanted to check in, look at a couple cryptos now that we've had a couple days of just excessive selling and nasty, depressing downtrend. We got a little bounce from looks like just a random area, but so this is Ethereum. I'm going to lead with Ethereum tonight. See, here was our high, and then we've got the way I've plotted it. This downward sloping channel with a heart line in the middle seems to be the most legitimate structure you can dig out of it right now, because it didn't hit any of our. If we look out here, it fell just below one of our major inflection points here that I had plotted. So it kind of just dipped down below it and it's trying to get back above it and want to stay in this little channel here inside the channel. So we had a nice little bounce. We had a just huge engulfing candle, bullish engulfing candle. This is the 4-hour chart to close the day. And this new candle that's opened up today, of course, it's wanting to turn red. So just on the last 4 hours, not the last 4 hours, yeah, we've already started losing some steam, but the MACD started building a little positive momentum. We just got right here at this bottom where we touched this bottom line of the downward sloping channel. We just got oversold on this RSI, like terribly oversold. So it had to have a little relief rally just to reset the oscillators. But this big bullish and candle was kind of getting me crumped for a second. I'm like, oh, we're going to get back up, test that 26, 28 area again, and we're getting rejected right here at this same once, twice, three times right here. On the smaller time scales, we're making a higher low, so we're watching. It's not a pivotal point right now that we want to jump in for a long entry. We're going to need to see a lot more work be done on Ethereum and Bitcoin and everything else before we try to take a stab at it. Because you don't want to just be like, okay, we had this nasty little dump and that's a good place. It's some hope building. We got a little hopium to smoke. You can put a little hopium in your pipe on the 4-hour chart and fire it up, because we did try to bounce off this lower level. You pull it back here, and we've touched it once before, but Ethereum has been such a strong outperformer compared to Bitcoin and so many other altcoins. This downward sloping channel, we've got multiple touches up top here, but the heart line right there, we just can't seem to stay below it real long. So it's something to watch. Something to watch. I want to see what we got. Yeah, not quite enough to consider that a low. Usually with a retrace, you want to see a bounce of around 28% before you can confirm. Yeah, so which makes sense. Look where it falls. Look where it lines up perfectly. A 28% retrace will put us right here at the bottom, right at $3,000. So we kind of want to see it hit that $3,000 mark and push through it and try to make it support. And then we can start talking about a long entry. So what you would really probably end up wanting to see, so if I pull up a drawing tool, what we want to see happen is we run up, test, break back down, probably consolidate right there, and then go back up here to test this upper trend line. That's what we want to see happen. Ideally, that's where we've got the low. We want to see a retrace back up and test this area of 3,000, get rejected, and sell off again, but not a lot. You don't want a lower low. We want a higher low. And we can even come all the way down and touch this heart line one more time and then try to retrace, because we get up there and reclaim. It would be nice to blow through here and reclaim a higher high and reverse the trend, and that right there would be a confirmation. So if we can get that, and then hopefully we'll get a little something like this, and then back down into negative slightly, and then positive. So then we will end up, ideally what we're looking for, this is the setup that we're waiting on. We're not trying to force it. We're wanting to see that divergence built right there. We want to see a higher high on price, lower levels of negative momentum. That's what we want to see build. You can build that on the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly. That's what we want to see before we start. We've got confirmations at that point to start looking at long entries and, possibly a trend reversal in the midterm. So that's what we're looking for. That's what we're hoping to see. Let's just leave those right there and see how that works out. But that's Ethereum. So if we continue to fall, we can see our targets now. We're right here bouncing around this 24. But the next logical target's going to be this double bottom that we had back here in last June and last July, because we've touched it multiple times on the way up and then down and then back on the way up. So we had that double bottom and then we had a rip. So that's what we're looking for right there, somewhere in this area. If you want to see it reverse from this point, then my little drawing, that's what we need to see happen. If the downtrend is going to get rejected and not make this little S shape, then we can be looking at our next targets to retrace back to 23. The next one being 2,000. 2,000 could be a really, really strong support. We interacted with that line a lot. And if you have any of y'all haven't seen any of my static videos over on YouTube, we've got some videos talking about teaching support resistance and read the MACD and reading candlesticks. Go to watch those. I try to make real quick 3 to 9 minute videos just to give you an idea when I'm saying things like that. You can watch those videos, get a little better understanding of what I'm pointing at, what I'm talking about. Just some quick educationals to try and pull you along and help you understand what you're looking at this point. So that's Ethereum. Bitcoin's not really looking a whole lot better, almost doing the same things. But where I've told some people earlier today and on several of my posts, social media, we broke below that 37.3 range, and it seems like we're just in the middle of nowhere. You've got this range here. We had the top part of the range, bottom part of this range. We could see chop up and down inside there, but most of the time they got like a bad action magnet move is what we're talking about. So usually a bad action magnet move is, in theory, when you break below this line here, what do we got at 37.3? When you break below a strong support, the bad action of breaking below it is like a magnet. It pulls you down to the next level that makes sense. So that's kind of where we're at with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin just kind of, it didn't slow down. It didn't find hardly any support at that 37.3. And I understand it was just a small area here, couple interactions. So the bad action magnet move should pull us down to this previous low of 29. Let's just say it's a range 29 to 30. I can see that happening just because we're turning around and getting a little bounce in the middle of nowhere. We really shouldn't. There's just there's no real interaction with the candles that would say, hey, we should have got this bullish engulfing candle. It is on the 4 hour. So, Gary, what's up, man? Glad to see you out here. Nate, what's up, Nate? Thanks for sharing the other night. Yeah, I can go back and hit ETH again because I'm sure we got more viewers coming in that's going to be curious of it. I just got started right off the bat with it. But this is Bitcoin. Nice bullish engulfing candle just happened. We're starting to build positive momentum, but this is the 4 hour. We can go out to the daily, and it's not quite as exciting there. You can see we're just holding below this this 37.3 range. So once again, classic technical analysis would point to that when we break below a support level, it's like a magnet. A bad break below it, the magnet will pull you down to the next level. That should be support. That's the theory, and it happens a lot. And even if we plotted these from way back, you can see here we broke below it, bam, we ran straight to it. I mean, multiple times have we've bounced off this a lot. This is a pretty strong area of support. Pretty stout. So yeah, Bitcoin not doing anything spectacular right now. It's just trying to find its bottom and find where it's going to settle. And if we can run down there quickly and bounce off of it, then we'll start maybe building some divergence here, and then we'll start getting into possibly looking at that being the pivot point in the reversal. We'll run back to ETH real quick. All I was saying on Ethereum here, Gary, is I had on the 4-hour chart, and you can rewind it and watch what I said, really, but we got this downward sloping channel plotted from the highs. This seems to be one of the only logical ways to plot this trend, this midterm downtrend. It's not a long-term downtrend yet. It seems like it because newer people, 6 months is a lifetime in the crypto market too, but this is a midterm downtrend that needs to turn around and can. But what we want to see is what I have in the lines drawn here, Gary. The line is what we want to see happen next. We've had this huge bullish engulfing candle that bounced off this lower trend line earlier. And then the final candle of the day here is closed as a bullish engulfing, but we're getting negative momentum right now. So hopefully we'll see this continue, some follow through price action. We get up there, bounce down off that, get rejected, make a higher low, and then at that point we should have formed bullish divergence, which would give us a confirmation to possibly take an entry in a longer term position. So you can't trade every day sometimes when you're swing trading. You can be a day trader and you can swing at everything that comes out and take your chances. When you're doing a lot of trading, a lot constantly, you got to be right a whole lot more than swing trading and waiting on confirmations and waiting on the trade to come to you. That's not my thing. I don't do it a lot. I'll play around sometimes, but that's it. Appreciate you coming, Gary, man. I really appreciate you coming to watch. So anyway, we checked back over that, and let's look and see what JoJo wants to look at here. Gala. Looks like everything else on the 4-hour. Long-term downtrend. Just kind of got a little bounce on today on the 4-hour chart. I mean, this ultimately could be like everything else. This could be a bear flag building just to go lower. But let me pull it out here on the 4-hour. Okay, on the 4-hour, it doesn't even have a whole lot of information. When did it come out? Let's look at the daily. Yeah, it hasn't been around long enough to really have a lot of real good price action. It came out November of 21. Yeah. And since then, we had that initial pump and dump. Right now, Gala's at all-time lows. It hit that 15-cent mark. We've got a little bounce up to 18, 19, but it's broke below all time. So that means everyone that bought here, the biggest players that bought here, more than likely have exited their position. But let's check the retracement. Where are we at? It's retraced 81.68% of the way. You're right there in that range, that 78 to 88% retracement range from a high. You could be getting to an area of value, and it looks like it. You may not have much further to go. So I'm not saying it's gonna go up. I'm not saying it's gonna go down. I'm saying you're getting to areas, which everything we've sold off so much lately. You're starting to get to close to areas of value. Fibonacci, we could probably pull a Fibonacci off of it. It's not a whole lot. I mean, you got, let's see, if we got a retrace and a bounce, we go back up to the 786. If it was to keep going off this momentum, you'd be looking at the next area get rejected, which lines up perfectly with all that confluence right there, all the touches. The next up target could be that point, and that puts us at 35 cents. Or we'll see if we can find here. We'll go from this swing high to this swing low. It just doesn't really, there's just not enough real swing highs and lows to want to trace it. Hold on. I think that's how you do it, but there's really no way to pull out how much lower it can go. At this point, your all-time lows, you're getting close to, I mean, you probably, if I had to guess, and to get a full 88% retrace, you end up down at, let's say, 13 or 14, and then start to see a big reversal. And that's if Bitcoin turns around. If you get Ethereum turning around and you get a real nice pump there, but I'm just not real pumped about that at the moment. I'll keep that on my watch list for sure. Because I mean, if it does pump and follow Bitcoin, and we get a trend reversal, I mean, the value here, I mean, it is you could run up and retest 84 cents again. So in the long term, this could be a place to start buying, and see where it goes. What else? We'll look at Shiba Inu real quick. That would happen the other night. I give away all the Shiba, then the price goes to crap. So it's like, yay, gave away a bunch of stuff and it went to crap. Maybe it comes back. But here's Sheeb, and it did something. It did something I'm kind of pumped about actually. We got down. We hit dead on. I can't see it because I'm zoomed out so far for you, but we hit dead on a candle. Why in the world it felt the need to bounce off that one single candle? Right here at this small little low, we had it blow through, and way back in October of 21, the bottom of this candle close and the open of this candle, it found support on that. Why not there where it was a bottom, a double bottom? See, this is what we was talking about the other day. This is where you want to take action. Back then, when I was telling people just way back there for other reasons, but you had a run up, a nice little rip. So we had a bottom, a high, and what people thought could have turned into be a head and shoulders, and it never formed that right shoulder, but it retested that second low. So you had a low, a confirmation low, and then a nice rip, another nice rip. And it keeps doing that once, twice. Little consolidation, rip. Look up here at the top. Even though it was in a downtrend, you had a low, second low, big rip. You can start looking at low, second low, big rip. Low, second low, big rip. So it's not out of context. You know, technical analysis is not a crystal ball, but it helps you find patterns and find performance and value areas and coins based on price action and price history and things. And they may not repeat exactly, but they like to rhyme. And most cryptos and even the stock market, that second low, that second bottom, boy, it really sends some stuff to the moon after that. You can get some really, really nice moves. And most of them are after you get a low, second low. It went down slightly lower, but bam, rip. Every time you get that second confirmation low, that seems to be when everything wants to rip. But that sheeb, and I'm kind of feeling like we're at that point that if we get back up here in the same thing, if we'll get a higher low, then that'll put us getting rejected off the bottom of this previous bull flag. Then we can start looking at big entries. I'm all for buying crypto on the way down. I am completely open to when it starts falling. If you buy $10 every day, if you buy 100,000 every day, hey, that's fine. Cool, whatever you got to do. I will start buying something all the way down, a little at a time. But when we get that low and we'll get this higher confirmation low and form bullish divergence, that's when I'll start placing larger bets. Instead of that, say, 2 million SHIB a day, that's when I'll go in and I'll buy 1 billion of them. And that's when I'm going to place my longer term trade that I'm waiting on it to play back out up here. Let's look at Dogecoin. The Doge. Anybody interested in Doge that's still hanging around from up here? Anybody still loving the Doge? I do not understand with this Voom and G. I don't know. If anybody else see this in the chat, there's some Pakistani weird stuff. I don't even know what it is. But I don't have it means to deal with that right now. But Doge has been to me, I don't feel like this is I'm not looking at Doge as a distribution. To me, this is people accumulating coins. The distribution to me would be like what we've seen on, we can go back and what we've seen on Bitcoin. See, distribution is after a big run up, then you don't dump and sell off. You're just chopping sideways. That's people distributing their coins at the top. And we've had that happen. And that's textbook Wyckoff distribution right there. It fits perfectly. But you see, we keep having little higher highs and stuff like that. We're not getting that. Typically in a consolidation range, where here on Bitcoin shows it looked like it was a big bear flag, but it was slightly lower lows, kind of bleeding out. That's people accumulating right there. That's the big players just getting it on the low. And what we've got here with Doge is the same way. Gary, you still got some, yeah? Well, I still got a few. That I bought back in lower in recent months. But to me, this is a distribution range. Maybe we can even draw another line over here. Off those two tops. And what we got, it seems like we fell into a channel and we're kind of bouncing around. To me, this signals that you have players and people alike that is taking the opportunity that when it gets down here at this low, they're buying it up. They're trying to accumulate as many as possible at these lower ranges without pushing it sky high, so it buys time to accumulate as much as possible, run everybody out of the market, panic them, and then after, as you see we've done before, after a long period of this, and Doge's, it's almost textbook. Look what we had. We had that big run up. Everybody saw it sell off a little bit, panicked, and chop, higher, and then we consolidated. How long do we consolidate for? So from February of 21, before we, to end of April, before we started this big leg up. Months and months consolidation. The longer the consolidation, usually the bigger move. So it could be nasty. It could be nasty big. Like, I get excited. The lower it goes, the more excited I get. It's like crypto's giving you a second chance to get a deal, to get some value. Pretty pumped about it. Anything anybody else, any of our viewers want to look at? Don't be afraid. Spit it out. I don't care if you have like garbage coin or Pornhub coin or whatever it is, whatever it can be, some stupid, crappy little coin that came out yesterday. If we can find it on TradingView, I'll look at it. It can't hurt. I'm not going to be like some of these other guys on YouTube that, oh, don't bring the S coins to me. Let's not look at that garbage. I don't care. We'll look at it because that garbage can make you money. You get in the right entry point. Spell. Yeah, Nicole, we looked at that one time before, and it performed really, really well after the last time we talked about it. Spell did. It performed really well for about a week. We can look at it on Coinbase. It's probably going to be the most accurate data. The 4 hour, it's really new, but what we got here, I want to say, I don't even know if it was January. I can't remember when we talked about it. It was going to be either right there around Christmas, and then it had that nice little pump for a week or two. I think it was. That's when we talked about it. It did. But it also, after that big run up from its initial coin offering, big run up, it kind of chopped for sideways and did a little distributionist type move. But it just fell with everything else. It's just following Bitcoin and all the other big players. It's just doing what it do. But we'll look at the let's pull all the information we can out of it. We ain't doing that. It's a Sunday night hangout stream. We just playing around. We looking at stuff. We talking smack. I'm drinking some whiskey. Just so y'all know, I've got to let everyone know this. This is an important announcement. So tonight, I made probably, I'm going to conservatively say, the world's greatest beef tips, gravy, and rice. I'm not bragging. It's just a fact. It's a fact. I can do some amazing stuff in the kitchen. I'm not just limited to kitchen and bathroom models and stock trading. I'm also a world-renowned beef tips and rice specialist. So anyone wants some, I definitely will not give you the recipe, but I'll tell you where to look. So Nicole, it has retraced. We're right there in that range, Nicole. It's 76.4% retracement from the high, and we're looking for 78 to 88% retracement before it has the opportunity to reverse at a trend. Most of the time, if you get a major trend reversal, it's at that 78 to 88% retrace, and we're getting real close. So a lot of these coins, a lot of the smaller ones, which is sped up, they're getting really close to this retrace. Poking it with a stick, yeah, hold on to it. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that you should take your kids' college fund and put into S coins and the garbage coins that came out last week. No. But if you can catch them at an all-time low like this, I mean, look where it came out. When it came out, it was at 0.02, and now you're well below a penny. So pile it up. Yeah, fingers crossed. It's just one of those things. You got to wait. Bitcoin, Ethereum's got to do something. It's got to do something, and everything will follow. But we're getting to area values on the altcoins. Bitcoin, Ethereum's got a little bit lower. It needs to go, ideally, to do it, to trend reverse. If they'll turn around, though, these coins right here will smash it. So I'm all about Spell. I may actually get into some of that. I'm going to leave that on the watch list. Yeah, it did. When everything was tanking, it had a day or two where it just blowed everybody's mind. Keep hanging on to it. Gary said, what did you ask? XRP? I'm not even sure I got it on my watch list anymore. So yeah, I do. Let's look at the XRP. Set the chart. I mean, we're in the same boat. I did have it plotted back. Yeah, I was plotting this back in September, October, November. It was respecting that trend line, and we had that kind of fake out. But what has killed XRP is the fact that it's still tied up in court with the SEC lawsuit. That should have been over way back when. We should have been out of that in October, November, and we was squeezing this right here. It was just a big, beautiful, bullish pennant, a continuation pattern, and we squeezed all the way to the end, which is usually not the greatest. But we had this little pop out, and everybody thought this is it. This is where we're going. $2, $3, and we just faked this out. The SEC lawsuit's just crushing it, man. When the government's got you tied up in court, what can you expect? You're going to deter a lot of people from wanting to get back into it. So it's trying to hold a level, though. I mean, we've got, if you want to do this as a whole, let's do that. I'll draw it on real quick. You got this low right here, this kind of major swing low, where you had a once, twice, and then a rip. I mean, look what we got going on right here now. Maybe this is it. What we need is a catalyst, Gary. So we've got a low, once, twice. We need that rip, because that last rip, if you're already in it or looking to buy right here at these levels, we're talking about that last rip carried you up 171%. So if history repeats itself, or at least rhymes, one low, second low, rip. One low, second low, maybe we get a little chop and another rip. But all this is on the 4 hour. We'll go out to the daily on XRP. I mean, we're at a serious level right now, and this is kind of why it could be, if we got the news that the SEC was done, if they decided to end the lawsuit and settle, and they don't rip XRP a new one, that could be the catalyst, because we're now double bottoming at a major level of inflection. Look at this right here where we're hitting. We've got where lows have bounced off of it multiple times. We've got highs that's used it as resistance once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So very, very, very strong level that it needs to get that upward price action to confirm it as support, and then we could be off to the races. We could get up there and see that $1.35, $2 range. So I don't want to say that, Gary. I want to say the longer they can drag it out, because people will, after so long, people will start to get, I don't want to say fed up, but people will get a little discouraged that they're not seeing progress. And the longer you keep attention away from people going, oh, when they get out of the lawsuit, I'll look into it, you're going to start losing people. You're going to have to settle the lawsuit quickly. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to beat XRP down and get people to walk away from it. That low, Gary, give you an exact on it. That low, 54.8 was the low. But we had the candle close from yesterday was right there at that original 57.5. So technically you got a low, slightly lower low. Now what we need to see is a little rip back up to about, I say you can go as low as 72, as high as 79. Get rejected. Fall back down to 69 or 70. And then go. That's what we need to see happen. So no, the longer it drags out, the worse it's going to be for it. Because XRP already should have performed. If it wasn't for the lawsuit, I have no doubt in my mind that we would have seen a $5 XRP earlier this year if it wasn't for the SEC. But XRP their lawyers pulled some pretty slick stuff on the SEC the other day. They actually got a judge to give them access to some internal emails from the Exchange Commission, which I'm pretty sure is going to show that they're playing games and that this is all a setup, busting the chops of XRP, because that's the ones the banks wants to use. So we're gonna see something. We're gonna see something major come out of it. Just why it's gonna something when it does go. This may, you know what though? Big theory, all theory. XRP may be the catalyst to put Bitcoin and Ethereum headed back towards the moon. For the fact that if XRP is once again ruled not to be a security and they haven't done anything wrong, blah, 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 if they settle some stupid crap like, $5 million fine for not disclosing certain things on paperwork, if that happens, man, there's an XRP army out there. This could be the catalyst to make it go boom and drag everything with it. We'll see. It should really do something kind of nasty. Anybody got anything else? Anybody know how to make enchiladas? If anybody knows how to make enchiladas, or you got a really good tamale recipe, like actual, like straight up, I want tamales that like somebody's grandmother in Mexico wrote down one day as she was making it because she couldn't remember. If you got one of those recipes, send it to me. I love tamales. I'm about to figure it out. I will go buy me my little press and start hand kneading mesa or whatever. I love tamales. I need some real ones. Some real ones. But anything else? Anybody else want to look at something? Thanks for your word. I know, right? Who doesn't love some good tamales? Like some real tamales. Like somebody's grandmother don't speak English tamales. That's the good stuff. I was so desperate the other day for a good tamale. And it was like late. It was like last Sunday. So I went to Kroger's because I wasn't going in my pajamas to a Mexican restaurant, which to me, they're still not as good. They're just not. I was just desperate for a tamale like in the next 5 minutes. I went and got some Hormel tamales out of a can. Started adding spices and stuff. I'm fainting. I gotta go make me some Mexican friends. I'm going to visit their grandmama. Something. So anyway, well, let's look at the U.S. dollar real quick while we just BSing and hanging out. We might talk about giving away some Dogecoin. I don't know if anybody's interested. Hey, y'all, I would appreciate everybody. Thank you to all of y'all that went and liked Instagram and my TikTok or my Twitter. Nobody likes Twitter anymore. I think Twitter's dead, but it's all right. But the TikTok and the Instagram, I want to thank all of y'all who went and followed and liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel and all that stuff. I've got to build out my audience over on YouTube, and Instagram's doing well. TikTok's picking up. I want to thank everybody who went and done that. And if you haven't yet, come on, man. Do me a solid. Take 2 seconds, go over there, click follow, click a like. I don't know, flip me a bird, whatever. Don't care. Just go do that so the algorithm will help notify people. Here's our U.S. dollar, folks. The good old garbage dollar. Your cotton paper right here. Doing something I wished it would stop doing. But you can see we're in that same kind of, I don't even say it. It makes me, it's a flag. Thanks for them. My barber actually and makes them at Christmas and hands them out. I'll try to get you the rest of it. Oh, word, Gary coming through for the win, baby. OJ. How low will Dogecoin go? I like that. That's pretty slick. Thank you, Nicole, for the like over on TikTok. OJ, just a second. I'll run through this U.S. dollar real quick, and we'll go look at Dogecoin one more time and see if we can figure out a realistic bottom for you. But we have this wedge, man, right here. Look, it's trying to form. We keep hitting that trend line. We hit it twice, like I've told y'all with a low. Second low, boom, there she goes. We need to just go and get up here, hit it, and get out the way. But what we're seeing is really, really aggravating. A downward sloping channel with a big bullish flag right here in the middle of it makes no sense. To me, it makes no sense. How the dollar is showing all this strength when all we have did, what they say, 70 or 80% of the dollars in existence have been printed in the last 2 years? Really? And we're showing strength? No, if they came out and printed 10 million Mickey Mantle rookies today, do we think the price of the originals would go up? No. No. And if they were certified crap, no. That's not how it works. Instagram, Facebook, Crypto Whiskey over on Instagram, Crypto Whiskey on TikTok, Travis Barber / Crypto Whiskey over on Facebook. 80%, Gary. That's what I thought. I thought I'd read something 70-80%. That's a lot. When 80% of the supply of anything was made like this year, how in the hell is you're saying the strength of it? That's not even cool. There's something not right about that. And I ain't figured it out yet, but I'm working on it. So OJ wanted to see Dogecoin again. And anytime if I miss y'all, don't get to you throughout the stream, go back, rewind it, and watch it. I might have went over it. I wished I could figure out how to tag so y'all could locate what cryptos we're looking at. Here's the Doge. What we was kind of talking about is we feel like this is more of an accumulation channel. You know, when we get it right here to this price point, that 35 is a beast area to get over. People, they get a little sell off, but we're really getting this really nice accumulation to me. I feel like this is people stacking coins in preparation for what's to come. It's already. I had us a nice little triangle and pin it, and it's broken out of it. It became invalid, so I got rid of it. But we can look at the daily here on a little wider zoom lens. I mean, we're doing the same thing. If history rhymes and repeats itself, OJ. Look here. We had this little pump, the correction, the bigger pump, and then the sideways consolidation at above the previous level, right? Little pump, big pump, consolidation above the previous level. So when I say previous level, look, we're all up here, we're all above this previous level. That tells me all of the people, the large money that bought Dogecoin are right here. They're still there, and they're propping it up. They're not there every time it gets close to that. They're buying more to prop the market up. So if we had to pick a low, let's get rid of all the crap on the charts first. If we had to pick a low, I'm going to pick, just because of the strength, I'm going to say, wow, this is actually where I said 8.8 to 9 cents. I think that area, if some weird chance, worst case scenario, 5 cents. And more than likely, the most logical, 9 cents. That be a bottom. Maybe that being a bottom in the short term. Now, as far as when and if we do hit this, a typical bear market like we've had in the past, it could get back down there in 2 to 3. I don't think so, though. I don't think, because it wouldn't make sense that the last high on Dogecoin was 2 cents years ago. I would expect that we stay 10 to 20% above that. So let's just say we're going to talk 9% most likely, or 9 cents most likely, 5 cent worst case, bottom of the barrel bear market scenario. And what should you do there, OJ, if that happens? You should load up on it, pile up on it, because at that point you're just looking to get back to 35, 40 cents and just make a killing. All right. Got that little request out of the way. Trying to think here. What else can we look at that I can think of right at this moment? Here, we can go look and see what today's top performers were. Let's see what just blew it out of the water. I don't know why I have to keep typing this out. Why I can't? I've got to get it saved to my desktop. I pay to use it. as a member, and I still have to go search for it. Today's biggest gainers. Let's just for fun go look at the crazy coins and what they did, and we'll all just wish and dream. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Please like, subscribe to my YouTube. Please follow my other stuff. And yes, sir, we'll try to be here at least once a week. And I'm going to start being here more and more. And I've got some educational videos on chart reading and things like that. Anything to help you with, please send me a message and we'll see what we can do. XO Hood. Look at this crap right here. OBS coin up 1,300% today. Here it is. I knew it. I knew somebody would do it. COVID slice, COVID-19 coin, people. This, are you serious? It's ranked 3,619 out of like 15,000 coins. I'm going to look at it. Let's look at it because this is like extreme garbage. COVID sliced USD chart. I don't know why you'd compare that. Let's see how long has this been around. How long have they had this coin? This coin came out January 18th at a price of 2 cents. And January 18th, that afternoon, it ran up to 10 cents. And his did nothing but bleed out now. Wow. Insane. That was a pump and dump at its finest, people. At its finest. It is just 24 hours. It's down 82% in the last 24 hours, but we went from 10 cents down to 0.00004. This some Shiba prices. Garbage. It came out a couple of days ago and straight garbage. But I thought it was funny. Funny name. We got mini Tesla coin, Guitar Swap, Ferret coin, Paradise Hotel coin, Wolf Safe, Crazy Rich coin. Yeah, that doesn't scream scam. I think the Island Boys have a coin, guys. I don't know. Let's see. It's Islander coin. That's garbage too. It came out 2 weeks ago. That's probably next. I've done said it. It's probably going to happen. Those little TikTok Island Boys, they're going to have them. They're going to have their own coin popping up. Spooky Shiba. Oh, because we have a Halloween Shiba now. It's Spooky Shiba. And what's crazy is these people keep doing it. Every time they'll jump on whatever bandwagon of what coin's hot, and they're just going to make a killing because people just flood into it thinking it's the next one. You got XO Hood with a Robin Hood feather. Yeah, let's use the Robin Hood with the hood, and let's see what it did. Let's see how bad they ripped everybody on that one. It came out January 1st. What has it done? Nothing. It ran up to less than a quarter of a penny. And we're right back down. It's just fun. Just fun to kind of look at some of this this crazy mess right here. Just to see all of this S-Coin mess going on. These are people losing everything. Every one of these. The only people making money when it's up 10,000% the day it came out, the only people are the ones that created it. The pump and dumpers themselves. Like 5 people made millions and billions. Everyone else lost their shirt. Everyone. But we all got to learn it on our own. Can't tell everybody everything. I got a few more minutes, about 5 or 6 more minutes here. We'll look at some crypto news for anybody that cares. I appreciate everybody that has been in here tonight. What we got? Go to blockchain, metaverse, vibe killers. Here's a country's move to outlaw crypto in the past year. Nobody wants to hear that. We already know who hates crypto. Yeah, it's a lot of NFT stuff that's still getting pushed, but the NFTs are getting their prices. They're losing that value quick now. When crypto prices go down, you got to remember if you're asking 1 ETH for something at $4,000 or $5,000, and you got it for sale at auction, it's now a $2,000 piece, an NFT. So it's all part of the bet. It's all part of the gamble. Polkadot, Solana. I've heard some big things about Solana's challenging ETH, and I'm sure we're gonna have another big chain like Binance Chain or ETH come in and try and take shares. But FTM, yeah, now FTM's one that I have looked at in the past, and it has been a really, really solid performer. Let's go back up here. Let me find it. It's been a minute since I looked at it, but it should be right there. We'll look at it on the daily. Man, I mean, FTM did it. It's performed nicely. It's really following closely to Bitcoin on the daily. So if you look at it from a longer time scale like this daily, we had the run up. We had our retracement. Let's check it out and see what it retraced to. I mean, we had a 67% retrace, which is it's over 50. So at that point, you got to be looking for a bounce, and we did. We consolidated, and it broke back up like a slightly lower high. But I like the fact that we've got a higher low here running. Let's clear the chart. I like that right there. Once, twice, 3 times, came back down, tested it a 4th time, and then now we're getting followed through price action to the upside. I like that a lot for strength. So, man, it's just going to all depend on everything's going to follow Bitcoin and Ethereum, mainly Bitcoin. I like that a lot, although we're getting a little lower high. Let's see how that's going to. I mean, it could be a continuation pattern. Absolutely. So we may get another run up here, but if we make another lower high, I'd be more susceptible to thinking it's a continuation pattern. It's just holding up strong right now is really all I can say. We just want to see it continue to get followed through price action and get above this choppiness. But FTM I think is a really good long-term hold. It's something that I want to see not just back up at this $3-4 level. I think FTM is going to be part of that metaverse play that gets pushed, $8, $10, $15. It just got sucked. It's sucked in there with all of that really good group of was it Sandbox and that whole group. Yeah, I got to time myself. I start getting a little lit. Joel Pierce. It's obviously not crypto. What about Apple? What's its projected low? All right, Joel. Glad to see you. I was looking at Apple earlier. I used it to make a video. Educational. Yeah, it ain't got to be crypto, man. This is chart analysis. That's all it is. We'll analyze anything: gold, oil, crypto, stocks, crack. I don't care. Tech stocks just had a bloody time. This is the daily, so I'm gonna say we're already testing. If you look, Joel, hold on. Let me put this line out here for you. If you zoom in here on this daily chart, you can see we're already testing this little bunch right here where it tried to break through and it finally did. We're bouncing off it. We're not even really bouncing. We're holding it right now. We'll see what tomorrow brings. If we get another sell-off, You could probably say we're going down to the bottom of this cluster. As you can see, we had one, two, three times there, and then it was resistance twice where we had this little double top and then this little prolonged sell-off. So I'm going to put my money on 157, 157 and 157 even, probably being a low before we get a bounce. And then at that point, we'll just have to see where it gets rejected, or if it gets rejected, or if the money printer will go burr and save us all again. Time to grab a bunch for long-term hold. No. Now, I wouldn't. No, I don't see that at all. We're down 11%. I mean, 11% doesn't get me hype. Let's see. Here's the COVID crash. COVID crash low of $52. It's done nothing but go up. I mean, you probably could have got in at $99 was probably a good bunch to buy. Apple's hard pressed to beat down. I mean, long almost you can see at any price you bought it at, long term, you're going to make money. But this is not where I would want to, not right now with the circumstances that inflation's about to spike, the housing bubble is about to pop, crypto's falling, all the tech stocks are selling off. I mean, the rally we've had since COVID low, this is why I'm kind of out of stocks right now, other than, retirement accounts that I'm not going to see for 20 years anyway. We rallied 244% in Apple since the COVID crash low. And right now we're still up 206%. I just can't see myself buying without a steeper retrace. I want to see it get back down to this level. If I'm going to add to a position, a realistic target, turn my magnet off. Realistic target where I would see value is going to be right there, which is 130, 137, 138. That's where I'm going to see value, because that's been the most interactions before we got this excessive pump. If we get a retrace from there, which very possible can, there's no reason to say that that's too much. We can go, it'd give us a 24% retrace. Value. To me, that's value. When you're looking at tech stocks, you're not going to get much more than that, because even over here at the COVID low, what did we get? I think we're going to get a nasty fall. But the COVID low, we got a 34% retrace. That's where the money's made, the big nasty dumps. Even from here, we got 25% retrace from this peak, 19.5% retrace. So can you see, Joe, what I'm talking about though? Yeah, I'm not, 11% has not got me excited yet. I'm looking for that closer to 20% retrace to find value. That's a decent pullback and staying out of bear market territory. So that's a good entry for Amazon. Let me see, did I still got it on my list? Did I already pass it, or did I have it up? Amazon. Yeah, this be my last one right here. I'm going to have to get a bunch of this garbage I was looking at off my watch list. Let's see what Amazon got going on. Amazon's finally starting to give us some value, it looks like. You see that upward sloping channel here that it wanted to finally break out of, something such as that. Upward sloping, it finally break below. Let me find some value in it. See, now Amazon's at a 24.5% retrace. And what I like about it is that we've already been down to this level once, twice, 3 times. I'm not going to pull the trigger on it just yet. But I would say, look at our next level of support. This is why I think we may be close to there or there. I doubt you see Amazon rules the world. I doubt you seeing them making any kind of further retrace than what we got at 24.67. I think that may be a stretch because we're already hitting those lows, but if it did, oh man, yeah, you're talking about a 34.5% retrace. I'm not gonna lie, if it drops any lower than 28, I would feel comfortable entering for a long-term position. Amazon is not losing money. They're only growing. They're just a monster, man. But these are worst case, like economic crash, COVID crash, things of that kind of massive retrace. Those are our targets right there. Let's see what it did during the COVID retrace, if we even got some context on it. 36%. I mean, so if it does get down to 24.69, you're back at that kind of. So if we get an economic collapse, you could get that 34% discount. But I mean, that right there is kind of stuff that's going to rock Wall Street, freak people out. What's up, Charles? Charles on the stream. Wait, I'm almost off. I'm literally done for the night. And you slipped in on me, Charles. But, yeah. So, Amazon there, OJ. If you bought some now, I couldn't fault you. If you were going to stack up a little position now, I couldn't say you're at you're buying at a bad point. I mean, you're getting a 24%, 25% discount. I mean, kind of. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting back in it at that. But I mean, you're looking at, we could test highs near 4,000 again. So that's all you. I mean, that's your decision. But well, that's cool, Charles. That's cool, man. We just hanging out, shooting the shit, and seeing what's up in the markets in the world here. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody for being here. I'm done for tonight. I got to calm down, have one more drink, and then get ready for my day tomorrow. Get these kids in bed, all that good stuff. So I appreciate everyone. If you haven't already, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, click the little notification bell, get updates every time I post a video or educational. Please hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and or TikTok. Crypto Whiskey, Travis Barber, either one of those will take you to it. And I want to